As part of the primary healthcare and because of increasing cost of drugs, the use of locally available medicinal plants and herbs on the Philippine backyard and field has been known to be very effective in common ailments. In fact, there is a legal basis about this. We have the RA number 8423, or also known as the Philippine Institute of Traditional and Alternative Healthcare, or PITAC, otherwise known as TAMA, or the Traditional and Alternative Medicine Act of 1997. Good day, my name is Joe Glenn Carpio, a second-year nursing student from J.S. State College, Pagadian, and I am your student nurse for today. I will be preparing 3 medicinal plants such as bayabas, bawang, and lagundi. First is bayabas or guava, one of the 10 most known herbal plants here in the Philippines. This plant is also known scientifically as Pisidium guava L. So let's explore and get to know this herbal plant more. Bayabas, or also known as guava, is a fruit equally delicious and helpful for the body. It is used as a herbal medicine for treating open wounds and keeping the intestine healthy. The leaves have antibacterial and anti-allergy properties that are perfect to apply on wounds. So, there are the materials that we are going to need for this procedure. So, first are guava leaves. We should also consider selecting fresh leaves and avoiding the ones that are dry. Mortar and pestle, knife, and chopping board, our basin and our strainer, casserole, always observe proper technique in performing hand washing. The next thing we need to do is wash all the leaves that we have prepared. Chop the 11 guava leaves. We will use this later. After filling the cup of 200 ml of water, transfer the water to the casserole and fill the casserole with 1 liter of water. After that, put the guava leaves inside the casserole and then put the casserole in the stove and start the boiling process. Wait for 15 minutes for it to boil. While waiting, we can pound fresh bayabas leaves, which will be then used for one of our procedure. After 15 minutes of waiting, our concoction is now ready. We need strainer to collect all the leaves particles and then transfer the concoction slowly to a clean container. We need to transfer the concoction in different containers for different uses. We need to set aside a warm concoction for toothache and sore throat, and then we need the rest for it to cool down. While the concoction is still warm, we need to prepare for the gargling process. Add half tablespoon of salt to the concoction to achieve a better result, and then stir well. You can now give this to the patient and instruct them to gargle it well. We can use this concoction to wash the patient's wounds. For the diarrhea, let the patient drink the guava leaves concoction. The concoction can be drunk with the patient 3 to 4 times a day. As an additional procedure, you can also let the patient chew on freshly pounded leaves for the toothache. The fresh pounded leaves can also be applied topically. Next, I will be preparing a garlic tincture. Alyo sativum, which is commonly known as garlic or bawang in Tagalog and ahos in Bisaya, is one of the most widely used medicinal herb here in the Philippines and can be found in the kitchen household of most Filipinos, as it has been used to spice up in food preparation. Now in the Philippines, variety of garlic is stronger and more potent than the important ones. Allicin, the active components of garlic, has been known to have antimicrobial properties which has saved the lives of soldiers during World War II, as these properties prevented the wounds from being infected and later on turned to gangrene by extracting the juice and applying to the wounds. We can also use garlic for hypertension, toothache, and to lower cholesterol levels in the blood. Maybe fried, roasted, soaked in vinegar for 30 minutes, or blanched in boiled water for 5 minutes. Take 2 pieces 3 times a day after meals. And for toothache, pound a small piece and apply to affected part. Caution: take on full stomach to prevent stomach and intestinal ulcers. Prior to starting any procedure, we need to do hand washing for infection control, put on our apron, prepare the materials that we needed, and do the medicinal preparation. After putting on the apron, we will now be preparing the material. So, these are the materials that we will be using. First, knife, chopping board, a glass of vinegar, garlic, and 2 small containers, and a bowl and a teaspoon. First thing to do is to peel our garlic. Then chop 1 clove of garlic, then measure 5 tablespoons and place it in a clean container, then pour 1 glass of vinegar, then close the container. Write the contents and date on the jar. This is our mixture now. We will be needing to shake this 3 to 5 times for 3 days. Once 3 days are over, strain out the chopped garlic using our strainer and transfer it to a new container with the label on it. The third herbal plant that I will prepare is the Lagundi, or the Vitex nigundo. Lagundi plant is commonly known as the Chinese chest plant or Lagundi in the Philippines. It thrives in both humid and arid regions through Africa and Asia for hundreds of years. Lagundi leaves have traditionally been used as a decoction to treat cough, fevers, asthma, phlegm, respiratory disease such as anti-inflammatory agent. It is also a pain reliever for headache and toothache. Before starting the procedure, do hand washing and prepare the materials needed for the procedure. So the materials we are going to need are the fresh Lagundi leaves. Next, wash the leaves and rinse well. Then put them in a pot. After that, put 3 glasses of water, then boil for about 10 to 15 minutes. The decoction can be used for different uses for asthma, cough, and fever. You can drink 1 glass for dysentery, colds, and pain. You can also drink a glass full of decoction 3 times a day. For wounds and skin diseases such as dermatitis, scabies, ulcer, eczema, you can wash and clean the skin wounds with the decoction. For headache, crushed leaves may be applied on the forehead. For rheumatism, sprain, contusions, and insect bites, the pounded leaves can be applied on the affected part. That will be all. Thank you and God bless.